Where everything began is where it shall end. This ancient blood haunt us no longer. Hello everyone, GBA049 here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption in the Metroid Prime Marathon Series, episode number 69. Insert poorly drawn image of Woodman here. Make up your own reference of how nice this episode is, but what isn't nice is the fact that even after the source of all Phazon is destroyed, the damage has already been done. Every life that planet Phase, its own blood has taken, both good and evil, life and lifeless. It will never return. That's the most excruciating part. Before we finally board the Leviathan battleship in planet Urtraghus, it's time for a couple side quests.
We have received new data from AU-217. A planet was detected at the epicenter from where the Leviathan telemetry originated. We have named this planet Phase.
You didn't name it. The Space Pirates did first. Then again, what else would you call it? Alright, sub-quest number 1. Mojang class War Golem is without power. Head-mounted switch used for manual activation. The second to last open pool of Phazon that this Mojanar War Golem is resting in. It can only be activated with the X-ray visor. Just in case if you're ever in a pinch. And for whatever reason, phazoids pop out. Maybe in hindsight we really should have left that War Golem there. Just bathe in here and just become invincible, just dealing with these phazoids. Never mind, that's not gonna work. That's literally all there is in here. Just wanted to show it off. Oh, without further ado. Right, subquest number 2. This is how you obtain the Space Pirate homeworld item locations. Once you get the Nova Beam, come back over here and do this. Well, but since we already collected every item in the game, this is of no use to us. But nice to collect it either way, regardless. Huh. So missiles still do work in this game. They're just inconsistent most of the time. Well, that's surprising. The Nova Beam has no limit to how far it can travel.
I'm busy right now. Can we talk later?
Still?
I'm sorry, but this is very complex and I can't be disrupted.
You've been working on that same damaged fence for the past 5 hours.
This area is off limits due to repairs.
Yeah, I have no idea why this, these specific Galactic Federation Marines really pissed me off, all because I couldn't, go through them. Because even with Hyper Mode, they don't give a shit. They just bounce right back off of their armor. I mean, that's one way to take care of unfinished areas in the game. Just place these NPCs over here and act as invisible walls where you can't get through them. Pretty sure that if there's a way to hack the game and go through them, it wouldn't really show much, and it would most likely crash if you try to go through it anyway, because you're not supposed to do that. But it is really strange of how once you clear Planet Norian invasion, and when you come back here, the place is still in repair and is like that for the rest of the game, and you can explore the rest of the planet no matter how badly you want to. Kind of a letdown, but at the same time, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I can clearly understand like that part of Norian, but this, the cannon room, is off limits too. Why? It's just aggravating for some reason to me. I don't know why. The soldiers are having like a free exploration. Oh, I'll take that over taking objections from Adam Milkovich any day. In both games. As for the third subquest, it lies within the space-powered homeworld itself, in the form of unused logbook entries. I already skipped through this one after like the first episode where I first arrived in the planet Urtraghus. So because it detailed what happens at the end of the part of the game when you clear the space-powered homeworld. Alright, so the second entry, right after Planet Urtraghus, Onslaught. The fury of our leader is great. Many disciples have experienced its wrath since Urtraghus fell. However, despite our defeat, its confidence is unbroken. Soon the next phase of its campaign shall take effect against the Federation. The Aurora has performed the last calculations. Our leader is ready to strike. Soon, Phase will sow a large number of Phazon seeds. They will fuel hundreds of Federation worlds. This blow may be the end of Phase, but our leader is without worry, for hundreds of live Phazon worlds will replace it. Then after this, Urtraghus lost. The situation seems dire. The Federation and its rabid beast Aaron have turned Urtraghus into a flaming field of debris. Our troops are driven out and there is no message from Mistress Gandrita. We fear she shares the fate of her comrades. Struck down by the hands of the Hunter. However, secure Bliptrans transmissions reveal worse. The Federation has taken possession of the flagship of our leader. They have the Leviathan. With its power, they can open a wormhole at any point in space. Even the origin of all Phazon. Our spies tell us that they are preparing for the invasion. And yet, we will not fear, for the great leader is with us! And thus, the battle begins. Oh yeah, and after clearing out the space-powered homeworld, there's some Galactic Federation Marines just standing outside the landing sites. Let's go talk to them.
We've got this area covered. You better get going. Most of the pirates have retreated underground, but you'll still need to stay on guard through these sections.
Have you ever considered like building some railings on the platforms here so that way you don't fall off?
Most of the pirates have retreated.
Interesting animation you have there. Alright. Let us board the Leviathan battleship after obtaining the key that the space pirates have conveniently left behind in the GFS Valhalla. Interestingly enough, the turret is no longer here. Yep. A lot of space pirates have gone missing. Alright, right here. This is where we need to go. The door that I always keep the door that I always keep on forgetting exists. Because I always skim right past it like Nebraska. Flyover country. No offense. Like I was any different. Alright, let's go. Oh, but before I do that, I need to save the game. I wasn't saving and entering the ship. I was entering the ship each time I cleared every quest, so gonna need to do that. Take 25% more to Phazon dose, and Samus will become exactly like Dark Samus. You can see it on her waist, her legs, the exact same color as her sworn enemy that was born completely by accident. All of this entire crisis, this entire series of Metroid Prime was horrifically made by accident. But it's a happy accident because it's a wonderful series. Belonging to an absolutely amazing franchise that more people need to get into. What the hell is wrong with you? Have you no taste buds? I'll get an extra one. Surely one of them will acquire a taste of Metroid goodness. Sorry for being a little bit subjective there. But still, please give the series a chance if you haven't already. Quickly get out of hyper mode after doing that. And then this final transit station is where everything ends. Command Center, where the Leviathan lies in wait. Remember those exact same creatures that we pressed A to destroy and instantly transitioned into a cutscene? 3 times over in every Leviathan seed. Well, we get to see one in the living flesh, and we don't have to kill it. It has one extremely, vitally important use. We acquire a taste of its power to travel to its nest and destroy it. Just some global Phazon depopulation protocol is in order here. And we have arrived. When you know it, you use the exact same device that takes us to the frigid outskirts in planet Bryyo. A teleportation system. There really is no need to scan this, but it's fun to turn everything green anyway. Where exactly this is located in the space-powered homeworld is beyond anyone's guess. But it could be inside a pocket dimension, for all we know. It's all the way over here. In the center of the planet, no less. I mean, I guess. This is it. We made it. Energy shield is online and blocking access to the portal, powered by a nearby source. And the source is through this duct. Grating is covering vent duct. Scans detect that the telluric alloy within the grating has weakened. Anything else down here? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Just a barrier. Terminal is powering the energy shield, covering the transportation portal. Alright, let's go break it open. Last barrier to be deactivated. And the end game is right in front of us. And there it is. Primary warp system online. Access to orbiting Leviathan granted. Enter hologram to initiate warp. Now entering the path of no return. Target appears to be a portion of the Leviathan's core, invulnerable to all weaponry. As it should be, because if we destroy it, this crisis will be allowed to continue, and we don't want that to happen. Leviathan optical organ. Target appears to be sensitive to any type of weapon fire. That's for something you can mess around with if you really feel like it. Causes the entire ship of the Leviathan to shake. Sure that's an optical organ or its eye. Looks like an eye to me. Control terminal commands the Leviathan. Operate terminal to gain control of the Leviathan. It's exactly why we went to the GFS Valhalla. This is what allows us to complete our mission. We were just collecting all the breadcrumbs that Dark Samus and its cronies conveniently left behind for us to pick up. And it's ready.
Samus, we have gained control of the Leviathan. Now we'll be able to open a wormhole and warp to Phase. It's time to end this. Once you rendezvous with the fleet, we'll head straight into the belly of the beast. I look forward to fighting alongside you again, Samus. Godspeed.
This is it. Supposed end of the trilogy. Control code is entered. Federation has gained control of the Leviathan. Let's go. No turning back. This crisis shall never be allowed to continue. Sever the cable and restore order to the galaxy.
Once you join the fleet and the wormhole to Phase is opened, there is no turning back. Please be sure to prepare yourself. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much for the warning, 242. I believe that I am fully prepared to end this battle and start another one that is apparently connected to the timeline in the Metroid Prime series for some reason. Why would the Federation do that? I have no idea. Where the hell has Silex been this entire time throughout this entire mission? We don't know. What does it want? What does he want? Who can say? Is he plotting revenge after like failing to receive the ultimate power in the Limbic cluster? Is he a supposed relative of Samus? Why do I get the feeling he's his cousin or brother? Kind of crazy the more you think about that, but we shall wait and see. And possibly there's more details surrounding Silex and Metroid Prime Federation Force, even though the cutscene is literally all you need to know on his motives. Chasing after Samus in the end of Prime 3, and stealing a Metroid from the Galactic Federation, and as a secret cutscene for retrieving at least one Metroid in the Outbreak mission that I have cleared before, but I have not like taken a Metroid for myself and never seen the cutscene in game. So plan to do that. Does that mean that when I reveal that cutscene in like in that episode of Metroid Prime Federation Force, is that the end of the series? No, I'm going to play the game from beginning to end, and possibly get everything I possibly can in the game too. As extremely fucking difficult it's going to be. I just really wish it was difficult by reason, because if you ask me, Metroid Prime Federation Force is bar none the hardest game in the entire Metroid series for all the wrong reasons, because of how it was designed. But I'll get more details into that later. Before we begin to arrive in Planet Phase and talk more about it, let's go examine our records. How long have we been playing the game? How much damage? How many enemies have we killed in total? Let's go find out. I think it's this one. Yeah, right here. Enemies killed, 1423. A lot of shots fired, damage received, a lot. 71 data saves. 94% of runes visited, but that doesn't mean anything. High mode uses 417. Pretty sure like exploring the entirety of Planet Phase is when you 100% complete the rooms visited completion. So that's that. Anyway, let's go. Phase. It's time to enter Incongruous Incarnate. An extremely bizarre and out-of-place planet that feels like it belongs in a completely different universe altogether, and yet it's here. Twisting, churning, and corrupting, unending. Just waiting to strike down and destroy another speck of life.
Sir, Samus's ship has joined the fleet.
Not anymore.
Thank you, Ensign. Leviathan Command, you are clear to fire the portal beam. Once the wormhole is open, order all ships to enter. Affirmative, Admiral. Message to all ships. Prepare for entry. Maintain battle formation timeless.
And there it is, in the living flesh. No, it's something about there's something about the front of the planet that makes it look like looks like it has the face of Plo Koon asleep. I don't know. Like, look at the very center of Planet Phase when you first enter. It looks like Plo Koon sleeping. It's like the planet's on life support. Let's go unplug them, shall we? Now, what kind of galaxy is Phase in? We don't know. It just has the entire galaxy all to itself. How this planet was born, how it came to be as the source of all Phazon, that's a question of another day. But here we are. And all of its mystifying, perplexing, unholy glory. I wouldn't even call this music. I call it the voice of Phazon itself. We heard it before in the Phazon mines in Tallon IV. We heard quite a few of it in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes in Dark Aether. Planet Tallon IV, we saw an element. We saw the effects of it. And we saw the host of the impact crater that destroyed the Chozo's civilization and their flora and fauna. All their ecosystems ravaged beyond repair. Dark Aether? That was the shadow of Phase itself. We felt a taste of how crippling the atmosphere is, as it destroyed us from the very inside. And this is the most mind-blowing factor about Planet Phase, is that any organic creature that is not Phazon based by birth will be corrupted the very moment they set foot on this place. And if it wasn't for Dark Samus just implanting that Phazon cell into Samus's into Samus's body, this mission would be literally impossible. So, Dark Samus's ambitions and motivations was its very own downfall. Just one step, and Samus's body just absolutely goes completely out of control, nearly reaching terminal corruption. First seeing this, I was legitimately freaking out. I was like, wait, I'm supposed to die right here? No. Phazon overload. Press A to vent energy tanks. I'm pretty sure that if you wait a little long enough when you're in that sequence, I'm pretty sure that you do die of terminal corruption if you don't press A in time. Or maybe I'm wrong and it's just saying that to like really freak you out. Venting energy tanks. We have no more energy in our systems. Due to critical levels of internal Phazon corruption, the emergency vent override has been triggered by the PED suit. And since we thrive off of Phazon, we have to live without it, because the very atmosphere is killing us. All acquired energy tanks have been vented to temporarily prevent total corruption. Hypermode weapons no longer require the extinguishing of an energy tank to use. You are now permanently in hyper mode. Unfortunately, this vent override can no longer be used. Damaged, as well as exposure to Phase's atmosphere, will continue to raise your Phazon level. Your Phazon level is shown as a yellow bar at the top of the HUD. If your Phazon level fills completely, you will die. So, might as well scan everything as much as you can. The only time you have to do it. Massive tentacles grow from deep within the planet's surface. They appear semi-sentient. But what about those tentacles that we saw? Semi-sentient? Oh yeah. Those are gunship. Gunship no longer identifies you as Samus due to near total corruption. Access to ship is not permitted. Phazon corruption levels at critical. Unable to use ship. And now for a tour of Planet Phase. Every single flora and fauna that it has, exclusive to this one planet only, but other planets were at risk of receiving the exact same, of the exact same species. The pulsating spores of this fungus emit the scent of decay. No profile matches in databank. Structure appears to be some sort of cocoon. Its outer membrane seems to be quite durable. Crystallized Phazon is hardened over time but appears vulnerable to explosive blasts via the hyper missile. Species identified: glowstem, bioluminescent plant life that contains high radiation readings. But it does not hurt us. Very similar in design to those unscannable alien tendrils at the surface of planet Aether. And now for a carnivorous door. Door has low-level energy shield. Any weapon fire can disrupt the shield and open the door. If you even call the door, because it has teeth. Phase doors appear to be organic maws contained within a thin layer of Phazon energy. It will cause the maw to open and allow you to pass through. I'm surprised it's allowing us. Think about that for a second. Phase is allowing us to move around and enter this planet. Oh, and here's another interesting thing. Since we no longer live off Phazon, we need to get it out of our bodies by absorbing anti-Phazon. Now, why would Phase's creatures have that in its on its surface? I don't know. But we really need to be careful in here. Collect all the anti-Phazon units. You collect all the Phazon anti-Phazon units you can before everything turns to shit. Black Phazon crystals have hardened over time, vulnerable to heavy blasts. Another research. The hardened exterior of black Phazon crystals is resistant to normal attacks. These structures will form naturally over time in areas with high amounts of Phazon. It is commonly mined by space pirates for use in producing trooper armor, but loses its darkened appearance in the process. No skill model in here, unfortunately. Yeah, that's very creepy. It's very insect-like and very insect-like in nature. Organic mass spirits resistant to beam and missile attacks, but could probably be overloaded with energy. Make use of the hyper grapple. Yeah, everything that I stated earlier about Phazon being extremely beautiful in color, but not so much with the nature of Phazon, because it may look pretty to look at. Just don't stare at it long enough, lest it consume you. Burrow opening allows creatures to quickly exit their nest and attack. A strong blast could collapse it. I can't even imagine composing something like this, especially with something that barely has a time signature, no notes, barely any instruments. It's all just sound effects. The voice of Phase is incredibly perplexing and makes you freeze at the sound of it. Metroid eggs. Completely saturated with Phazon. Faint life signs detected within. And that is how Phazon Metroids are born. Just expose it to Phazon, there you go. Phazon tendrils will tangle around anything that gets too close, but can't grab smooth surfaces. It's interesting if how you can like move around and struggle in this position, but you can only get through it by going to Morph Ball. Interesting. Well, cluster of large crystals has grown through the cavern wall, vulnerable to explosive blasts. How unusual is it for an endgame area in Metroid Prime to make it feel like that you're on a time limit? That's creepy. And there's what remains of the Ying Horde. Phasings. Oh yeah, alternatively, if you are this is extremely handy. If you are ever running low on you know, fighting enemies or destroying plants to get some anti-Phazon units, alternatively, just use the Phazon. Alternatively, just use the Phasings. So yeah, the hyper grapple isn't completely like useless after all. They're beneficial to completely like drain your Phazon without worry. Anything else I'm missing over here? Nope, that's it. Though be careful, because there's a limit to how many Phasings there are in Planet Phase. I'm going to be honest. The entirety of Planet Phase is, without question, the greatest endgame in any Metroid game in existence. Because this is where it all started, and where it's soon going to come to an end. You're going to see a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of references to what you previously saw in your past adventures in Tallon IV and Aether. You're going to see them. You saw the Phasings, and soon we're going to see something very, very familiar at the end before we face off against Dark Samus. Flesh-like bloom feeds energy into a Phazon mass, destroying all blooms when you damage the growth. And this segment is very reminiscent to acquiring that one Chozo artifact in Phazon Mines. Who knew the color blue could be so evil? Oh, this enemy. This enemy's a real bitch. Phazon Puffer. Absorbs Phazon energy from nearby bioforms to power its own attacks. This particular breed of puffer has been heavily mutated by exposure to Phazon, giving it strange new abilities. As it flies, it searches the area for Phazon energy to consume. The puffer will absorb this energy out of any nearby bioform and energize itself. The puffer will then use the energy to fire a powerful attack back at their target. This ability comes with a price. The Phazon energy comprising their body is rather unstable and easily disrupted by any type of weapon fire. If you really want to know how dangerous these enemies are, look no further. They may look helpful, but when they absorb all the Phazon that you have in your energy, they fire it right back at you and fill up a tremendous amount on your Phazon meter. Yeah, they're deadly. And I did that on purpose just to show it off. God forbid if you're here in hyper mode difficulty. Not advised. Unless you really want a challenge. If you can call that a challenge. Phazon Metroids. It's really fun looking around this place. How did that miss? For once, the Hyper Ball is actually viable. Hooray! Right through here. Maybe FaZe is completely aware that we're on. We're completely aware of our presence, and it's just doing everything it can to, like, you know, pursue us by I mean, with all these enemy encounters that we're receiving. Alright, we're getting close. Phazon mass is a hardened shell sustained by surrounding growths. Destroying them may damage it. Hopping Metroids. Oh. And Tangleweed becomes agitated upon contact, retracts in the ground if threatened. Oh, so it does have a model this time, okay. Simple form of plant life of which there are many species across many worlds. While each breed may have characteristics native to their respective ecology, excuse me, they all possess identical behavior. Tangleweeds constantly sway their brightly colored leaves to attract potential prey to land on them. Thousands of microscopic barbs lining the Tangleweed's body will snare and inject a paralyzing toxin into their victim. While small organisms are unable to escape, Tangleweeds lack the strength to do anything more than hinder the movement of larger life forms. When attacked, they will retract into the ground until they no longer sense a threat. Just like old times, and are attached to a rock this time for some reason. We're never going to see the roots of the problem. Growths feed off of Phazon lightning discharges, but will overload if too much energy is received. This Phazon is so powerful it can't handle itself. And what else would you use to destroy it? Something that isn't designed off of it? Maybe extremely silly, but makes sense if you think about it hard enough. Alright. Further down into this living abyss. Okay, where's some Phazon puffers? Oh, we'll know when we see them. Thank God we can destroy those freaking... Oh God. Ow, what the fuck? Oh, it was the Tangleweed that was doing that to me. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it's a Tangleweed. It's a Tangleweed that was damaging me. And for some reason, when you destroy that core, the enemies are completely gone. I'll take it. Also take this too. If you don't mind, where are you? 1, 2, 3. Dead. Alright. Now let's wait for the other one to arrive, and we'll be on our way to Dark Samus. Worry-free, where are you? There you are. Come on, do it again. You know you want to. Maybe just a little bit more. Come on, you know you feel like it. You know you want to. Where the fuck are you? What was absorbing my Phazon? There was nothing here. Well, not anymore, there's not. Oh, nope. I thought my Wii remote was malfunctioning for a bit. No, I was just stuck. Nothing to worry about there. Out of my sight. You parasitic vermin. Put all these hyper missiles to good use. We can't scan this, we can only kill it. What kind of creature was that? Don't ask. It's an abomination, that's all we know. Mouth's been destroyed, fleshy mass appears to be part of a much larger organism. Alright, we're almost there. I was airborne for a brief moment there. What? Okay. Exposed membrane is a small section of a nest which contains hundreds of juvenile Metroids. Regular Metroids? Similar to what we saw on the outside of the Valhalla. It was a breeding ground for all Phazon-based creatures. When it comes to alien properties, Phase is absolutely fucking spectacular. Creature's optical organ is vulnerable to shots, but is being protected by a thick plating. Thank you for not behaving like a gel ray. Plating protects antennae. Only when the plating is open will the antennae be vulnerable. Now for Battle Royale against a lot of Phazon hoppers. Can we scan them? Yes, we can, somehow. For whatever reason. Burrow opening is made of hardened Phazon, it's too strong to be collapsed. Same thing as before. Gonna be very careful here. There's still Phazon hoppers by nature. Double kill. Get wrecked. Ouch. Oh, forgot to scan this too. Scans to get a connection between nearby bioforms and this Phazon mass. Isn't it the same thing you showed me before on Norian? Alright, got some phasings to ensnare here. Really? I'm so glad you're able to do this. Makes the hyper mode difficulty of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption runs like this so much less stressful. More than what it already is. But all that instantly turns to shit the very moment you're about to fight Dark Samus. Here's a creepy looking thing. Bioform space is unknown, mouth interior appears vulnerable, damage to loosen grip. Do it quickly, otherwise you're going to take a fuck ton of Phazon damage. Like an absolute fuck ton, I'm not kidding. Probably enough to kill you if you're not careful. Because when it does bite you, you just drop down to, you drop down to the bottom of this pit here and just continue on with the amount of damage that you just took. because you didn't kill it in time. It's all on you. Hardened Phazon is covering an opening. Explosive blast may be able to shatter it. There's mini roids. Deeper and deeper into this planet we go. Feels like it's taking forever. Nope, we made it. Serpentine organ serves as the Leviathan womb. Tissue on the side looks like it could be torn off. This is a very annoying process though. Because while you're like busy trying to destroy the infant Leviathan in here to reach to the bottom of Phase to fight Dark Samus, Phazon Metroids will not leave you the hell alone. Here's that familiar organism I mentioned earlier. These husks are identical to the bioform you encountered within the crater on Tallon IV. Metroid Prime exoskeletons. And there's more of them too. It's almost like as if somewhere within the reaches of Planet Phase are more Metroid Primes. More Dark Samuses. It is because that I can clothe the most powerful Metroid of all, Samus Aran. Hey, hate to break it to you there, Father Ravenbeak, but that's already happened. Been there, done that. Don't want that to happen again, because it's going to kill you after you succeed somehow. Tear that open. Go to the other side. Work your way around this. Womb of baby Leviathan. And speaking of baby Leviathan, this is extremely hard to scan. The sides of the organ have been ripped off. The Leviathan infant within is now vulnerable. Oh, fuck off. By the time I'm done with you... What the fuck? Oh, hello. Where is it? There it is. Leviathan infant. A Leviathan in early development. Phazon within is highly unstable. Leviathans are the children of Phase. They are bioforms that begin life deep within the planet. Inside the base of a serpentine organ that serves as a womb, the Leviathan will remain in here, feeding on an endless supply of Phazon until it has developed its Phazon core. The developed core marks the Leviathan's transition into adolescence and its departure from the womb. The serpentine organ moves the adolescent from deep inside Phase and releases it closer to the planet's surface. Here, the bioform will continue to grow and mature beneath its older siblings. As time passes and the older ones are launched into space, the Leviathan will slowly make its way to the planet's surface. It is here the Leviathan will reach full maturity. Once Phase has located a planetary target to corrupt, it will launch the Leviathan into space. The Leviathan is capable of interstellar travel, creating wormholes in space to expedite the journey. Instinctively, it homes in on its planetary target. Shortly after impact, the bioform dies, leaving its armored shell to protect the Phazon core. Before it dies, the bioform often attracts and enthralls a large local predator. After mutating it through intense Phazon exposure, it compels the creature to protect the core. The core then begins to seep into the planet, replacing the local ecosystem with one based on Phazon. I've heard of dangerous wormholes to dig in and explore through, but this is fucking ridiculous. It's fascinating, don't get me wrong, but jeez. It's the kind that really keeps you up at night. Not as worse as the ones that we have in real life, but still. Just be glad that it doesn't exist. And I'd say the baby Leviathan is much more harder than the freaking final boss itself, because of how much it moves around, and you always have to like work your way around it to destroy it. Also, Phazon Metroid still won't leave you the fuck alone. I don't even know if it's affected by Phazon missiles or not, or hyper missiles, I should say. Oh, and gel sacks infinitely spawn here too. Forgot about that. But just in case if you're ever weak. Oh god, I gotta be careful here. Alright, never mind. After we destroy the Leviathan, you get a lot of anti-Phazon units, so you should be fine. 50 units of anti-Phazon, and we're good. Alright, ready to enter the finale. Now I can clearly take a closer look. Where all of it started. And where it's officially going to end. Let's go! You took everything from me. You know who I am. You know why I'm here. You don't deserve to exist any longer. Metroid Prime. Just because you stole a part of my identity does not make you a female. You're an absolute mockery of Samus Aran. You will pay for all the damage you've done. No more running away. This is it. Dark Samus. Phazon energy-based entity. Disrupted by hypermode attacks. Target is composed of pure Phazon energy and is highly unstable. Scans indicate that hypermode attacks are capable of disrupting it, likely a result of hypermode being energized by Samus's body. Dark Samus is capable of generating echoes of itself to aid it in battle. These units will be used as increased firepower and act as distractions while it replenishes its energy. They should be destroyed immediately. It is capable of absorbing energy from Phase to replenish its own. Finally learned to like put on shoes. I don't know which design of Dark Samus I like more. One in Prime 2 or in Corruption. This one is extremely fucking iconic and sleek in design. It looks more human-like. You can see the Phazon just flowing all around its body. It's nothing but Phazon taking the form of Samus Aran herself. Yeah, I remember in like my Metroid Prime 3 Corruption No Hyper Mode challenge. By the time when I finally got to Planet Phase, I was absolutely fucking pissed off about this one part of the fight, because this is the very reason on why, well, other than the fact that it felt like it, just to torture Samus even more than what she already was to begin with. The reason why Dark Samus absorbed the bodies of Rundus, Gore, and Gandreda was simply to receive more of their power and use for itself. Mega Man X style. Now, if Dark Samus was a human-based character, I would be even more pissed off. But in reality, it is nothing more than a heartless creature. So, that makes sense. Not like I'm asking for forgiveness or anything of the sort, but it's within its nature. Dark Samus is absorbing energy from Phase itself to replenish its own. Do it quickly. Alright, initiate phase 2. Where it splits itself into 2 and forms a dark echo. You can clearly tell the difference because it doesn't have a face. Dark echo. What? Dark echo. Facsimile created by Dark Samus, susceptible to hyper mode attacks. Can it deflect missiles though? No, it can't. Destroy quickly. We really do not have time to fucking reset your bar. I'm so glad I'm going to stop playing on the Wii U after completing Prime 3. Go back to my 3DS, where things are slightly less comfortable. No matter how many times you can deflect my hyper missiles, you can't deflect them. You can't deflect them all day. Eventually, you're gonna have to stop and accept the blow. I forgot it can do that. God, it can create shockwaves. What an outstanding character and moveset that Dark Samus uses. It would be perfect to use in a Smash Bros moveset. Why are you laughing? I solved your stupid puzzle. Oh, right. This. I have no idea what the hell this move is supposed to be. The Ring of Rosie of Death? How threatening. Oh, maybe you're just having a little bit too much fun, aren't you? Yeah, that's it. Oh, here we go. Alright, what are you doing now? Oh, more of this nonsense? Okay, sure. It is impossible to avoid. You absolute moron. Bad time to do that. There's Gandrada's shockwave move. Stop making an absolute mockery of my friends. Alright, time to guess. I guess wrong. It's like, congratulations, you solved the test. But there's more where that came from. Can't do anything when it's in this state. Gore's beam. Can I go through this? Yes, I can. Well, that was completely useless. Learn to aim down next time. Whoa! We gotta can do that too. Oh man, it's been a long time. Alright, what are you doing now? Yeah, where'd you go? Oh, okay. Whoa! That's new. I had no idea you could do that before. What the fuck? What in the hell was that supposed to be? Dare I ask? Did it hit you a little too hard? Did it overload you a little too much? Good. Let it stay that way! Uh-oh. Well, you restored a little bit too much HP there. Okay, create a shockwave after that. Should have known. You didn't even have any freaking after effects after that. Are you kidding me? I'll hit you eventually. Why are there 3 of them? Yeah, when Dark Samus is near death, this fight gets a little bit obnoxious. Unless, of course, use the Hyper Ball. Because what else can he do? Alright. Whoa! Got it! Alright. Now for a more questionable act that Dark Samus does. It fuses into its own Aurora unit that is symbiotically connected to Planet Phase itself, as a last resort method. It is very similar to the concept art of that would have been a final boss, concept in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I guess they were saving it for the sequel. And here it is, the very Aurora unit that was stolen by the space pirates in the GFS Valhalla. The brain, the epicenter, and practically the essence of Planet Phase itself. This is what was responsible for transmitting the viruses into the other Aurora units and spreading the phase and spreading Phazon into other planets, and responsible for this entire game. Aurora Unit 313, which, interestingly enough, there is an unused scan entry for the Aurora unit itself, which I understand why, because it's completely unnecessary and would make it feel like as though that the Aurora unit itself was had some villainous exploits to begin with ever since, like from the very beginning. Like it wanted this to happen. No, it's not. So here is the unused scan entry for the Aurora Unit 313. After reading the main one, of course. Aurora Unit 313. Hatch on its head, protects core. Damaged core to sever cables. Aurora Unit 313 has somehow been fused to the bioessence of Dark Samus. While combat shields protect most of the unit, a weak spot has been detected at the cable junction. Damaging the unit's core will expose this point, while the core itself is protected by an armored hatch. Tentacle ports can be damaged to initiate stunning cerebral feedback pulses within the target. While incapacitated, the hatch will be unprotected and able to be pulled open. This unit has been heavily mutated by Phazon exposure. It appears to be symbiotically connected to the planet Phase as well. The very brain of Planet Phase. Oddly and eerily similar to Mother Brain in the main series. The tentacles on the front. There's a brain in the yeah. It doesn't even look like an Aurora unit. It looks like an ant. It looks like an insect. Alright, so here's the unused entry. Aurora Unit 313, Galactic Federation data file. GFDF AU 313. Before its abduction from the GFS Valhalla, Aurora Unit 313 was in service for 12 years. Available data indicates that the unit is out of order. It was possibly involved in the corruption of the Aurora network. 313 has always shown a satisfactory performance during its career. However, there were concerns about its unusually high aggression potential. As one of the few AUs, 313 was awarded the Medal of Honor. After the bridge crew fell during the Battle of Horus IV, it assumed command of the Valhalla. Without this fast action, the battleship would have been lost. You know the creepiest part about Aurora Unit 313? Its final message was being sent out. During the during the time while it was being extracted by the space pirates. It is obvious they're trying to extract us from the Valhalla, severing main power. The cables were disconnected. a large bioform is opening a wormhole, it saw the Leviathan do that, and inside that wormhole, it saw the source of Phazon, and that is where it ended for it. That is where it all started. That's where it all ended. It foresaw its fate, and it was unavoidable. So now, let's destroy the connection and restore balance to the universe once and for all. I still stand by that this is easily the weakest final boss or boss fight in the Metroid series, but in a lore perspective, it's very interesting and unique to like destroy the the main nerve of Planet Phase itself. But at the same time, it could be a little bit better because it's not really all that threatening. And it's more annoying than anything else, really. Summoning Dark Echoes of Dark Samus, which after a while goes into Morph Ball and becomes legitimately impossible to destroy. Here's what we're supposed to do. Destroy the tendrils that sprout out of its head. Occasionally, the probe will pop out to instantly stun it, and while the tendrils are destroyed, shoot the yellow weak spots until it will be stunned, and then its head will peel open, or actually it will collapse on the ground, peel open its head, and shoot and just give it a fucking aneurysm. Oh yeah. And about that that one screen of quote-unquote Aurora Unit 217 being displayed on Skytown on Skytown Elysia? No. That was Aurora Unit 313. What are you laughing for? I was the one that gave you a major concussion. You should be in pain. I'm not receiving any pain. Well, infinitesimally, of course. You're receiving it all. You should be in pain. You should hate what I'm doing to you. Unless this is all according to Dark Samus' plan. Nah, it doesn't have any plan. It ran out of options. This is all it could do. Oh, I hate this. I hate it when it goes so far away. Okay. Half HP. Laugh it up, you mechanical freak. The attacks itself are very non-threatening and barely do anything to like make you worry about your life. Except the purple laser, which is pitifully easy to avoid. But if you do get hit, oh boy, it does a lot of damage on you. Gotta be careful. Speaking of laser, there it is right there. God forbid if you're doing this in hyper mode difficulty. I've done that once and it was the biggest mistake of my life. Like, oh my god, it was bad. But since you're permanently in hyper mode, this is where the no hyper mode challenge officially comes to an end. You don't have to worry about anything. Remember that? I don't even know if my microphone can detect that or not. It's like, oh no, low on HP. What do you think this is? Black and white? Oh, this part. Don't go into Morph Ball. They're gonna go into Morph Ball. Or not. Yeah, there's one. This is extremely hard. This is extremely hard to dodge. and destroy. Like, you really gotta take the splash. You really gotta take the splash damage to good use. Ouch. I should be more careful when doing that. Oh boy, here we go. That's easily the worst part about this fight. Deal with the dark echoes and taking unavoidable damage. Well, so it's oh shit. But this is where it officially comes to an end. All right. Not gonna use a hyper missile for it though. Somehow it's still connected to the planet's surface. Alright. The Aurora Unit 313 head. Severed cable has exposed a weak point that is vulnerable to attack. Oh, yeah, that's the same thing as before. No separate scan entry or anything. At this point, it's smooth sailing. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. I'm so glad this game is easy. I'm gonna go take a look at the design of the take a look at the design. Ouch. What the? Oh shit. Up. Oh. Make me miss gore even more. I had no idea I could do that. Wow. Can you do the, Also, I have no idea what the hell that move is supposed to be, but it shoots out 1 to 3 projectiles and stuns itself in the process. That's a beautiful, beautiful dark pulse. Uh-oh. Ow. The amount of times I have died in this phase in hyper mode difficulty is enough to make a man cry. Uh-oh, I'm almost dead. Take that. That's it. It's the end of the Metroid Prime trilogy. And that's the end of Dark Samus. The end of Phase, the end of the infection, and the end of everyone's suffering. May you never be seen again. Can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you for making your defeat possible. Lack of experience was your own downfall. Makes you miss the original design of the PED suit. Though the suffering is ended, Samus' suffering will still continue as part of her job.
confirmed unstable energy spikes in multiple locations on the planet. It's a chain reaction. It's accelerating. The planet's going to explode!
Order the fleet to disengage and prepare to retreat. Activate the Leviathan's warp field. Get us out of here.
Maybe connecting a supercomputer into the very essence and life force of a planet wasn't the very best decision in the space in the space pirates case. That's what Dark Samus wanted, so you get what you want, get what you deserve.
Damage reports coming in. We've lost 37% of the fleet. Half of the surviving ships are reporting heavy casualties.
Sir, we've confirmed the wormhole has disappeared. All the Leviathans are gone. The crisis is over.
What about Samus?
Negative, sir. No contact.
He knows she made it. Always the last to escape an inevitable explosion.
Sir, we're receiving a transmission from Samus's ship.
Feels satisfying, doesn't it, Samus? But not without cost. Is it again when you collect 50% of all, when we collect 50% of items? And receive a completely different message of Planet Elysia's theme. In that moment, it looked like the Gandrada was back to normal. Didn't look like she was corrupted anymore. But Samus just wanted, didn't want there to be a happy ending. In the Metroid series, there is no such thing as a happy ending. Sure, there are endings that end in good, but it eventually leads into utter disaster. Controlled by another. Well, after when Aurora Unit 242, or the voice of Aurora Unit 242, Lainey Frazier, says her final words of farewell, that is when I will give my final thoughts of what I think about this game. Well, not exactly final thoughts, but I'll just start right here. It really does feel like an end to a beloved trilogy. And the narrative is incredibly powerful and excruciating. It's in the top 5 for best Metroid games that have a fantastic story to tell. And it's powerful. And every waking second that you witness this game for yourself There is absolutely nothing but unfiltered, raw, writhing, insurmountable power.
With the death of the planet Phase, Samus Aran's arduous fight against Phazon has ended. However, in the vast regions of space, this victory is just a twinkle of a star, spreading the light of hope through the darkness.
Just a twinkle of a star. Will it ever turn brighter? Will it ever be finalized? I don't know. Alright, so, by its core design, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is absolutely incredible for a Wii game. With absolutely fantastic controls. It is, like, extremely easy by design, because that's how powerful Phazon is. But in gameplay, it can be a little bit underwhelming in some aspects, which in my opinion doesn't make the game weak. Doesn't make the weakest game in the trilogy. In my opinion, that would have to belong to a Metroid Prime for its map layout and for how, you know, things are arranged in a very awkward fashion to the point where it just kind of destroys replay value for me. But Prime 3 Corruption is a very, very, very special game in the series, and I welcome it for everything that it does. It's incredibly, incredibly memorable. It is in my opinion, it is the best game on the Wii. No questions asked. And the boss fights are really good, except Mojanar. The way that it like introduces the characters, even though that Phazon completely just destroys the connection and you know, state of development entirely to the point of where it no longer exists, it is very nice to see more characters in a Metroid game to make it feel like that you are not alone. And also the fact that since this is the third game in the series, everything is streamlined so much that you already know what to expect. You already know about it. There's nothing else that you need to learn about, because you already learned about it in the first and second game. But in Prime 3, it's much more easier. But the story makes it so much more different. Mission final. "14 hours." That's significantly less than that's significantly less than Prime 2 and Prime 1, but yeah. Okay, there are a few issues that I have with Prime 3, and it has to do with with how much it handles its features. The gunship really could have been used more. The ship missiles are completely useless, except when you want to progress, which is all that you have to do it for. That is, in certain segments in Planet Bryyo that like at its core are optional, but when you want to collect every item, it's a chore. Especially with that final energy cell. Ice missiles feel like that they're very weak and don't really provide all that much firepower normally compared to hyper missiles or even your own arm cannon for all that matter. And they're only used to like just create you know, and they're only used to create ice platforms, solving puzzles, and everything else of the sort. But I really feel like that the ice missiles are a little bit underpowered. But then again, Phazon makes everything easy, a little bit too easy. And also, finally, the biggest issue that I have with Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is the unlockables. At the time, it was incredibly, you know, okay, it was possible to unlock the features that were only obtainable through friend credits. via those personal achievements that you get while you're playing the game. You know, bowling for bots, stylish execution. Oh, there's actually one thing I believe I forgot to show off in this game, but whatever. It's when you destroy the, it's when you actually, like, destroy the, Phazon harvester drone in the planet, in planet Urtraghus and get a friend voucher achievement there. I mean, now that the planetary defense system is offline, you can, like, use your gunship to destroy it, even though the scan entry says you can't. You can. And you can get a friend voucher there. But about those friend vouchers, you exchange them for friend credits via giving those said friend vouchers to someone on your friend list on the Wii via Wii Connect 24. In other words, those unlockables that you can only get from friend credits are now lost media. Unless you have homebrew and hack your Wii or Wii U, but without that, you can't get it. If you want those, if you really want to have those, you know, those fancy bumper stickers or me bobbleheads on Samus's gunship, too bad. You can't get them anymore because the services for Wii Connect 24 had been shut down for well over a decade. And that's incredibly stupid. Not the best decision they've ever made. Actually, no. The worst decision they've ever made is putting a fucking price lock on Fusion Mode difficulty for Metroid Samus Returns via those 2 extremely rare amiibo. But I got those, so just want to show it off. But anyway, let's go see the teaser to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After Samus grieves the loss of her fallen comrades, Rundus, Gore, and Gandreda, she removes her power suit. Now that everything is safe and free of danger, she's allowed to do that. And just go back to her gunship, thinking that all's well, satisfied as all is well. This goes back to a different corner of the galaxy to search for another bounty to hunt, unknowingly that someone else is bounty hunting her. Silux. We have no idea what it wants from her. But soon, we will find out. Well, I'll find out eventually myself, because the next game is Metroid Prime Federation Force. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to play that game regardless. I don't care if people don't want to watch it, if people don't care about the game themselves, because just skip Metroid Prime Federation Force. Nothing matters about that game. Well, I don't deserve opinion. I don't deserve a full opinion on Metroid Prime Federation Force because I haven't beaten the game yet. Right now, I'm stuck because of a stupid fucking tram mission. But after when I'm finally done, like collecting everything that I need to, you know, get the most out of everything that Metroid Prime Federation Force offers, I highly doubt that I'm going to like get the multiplayer aspect, you know, ready. Because I'm not sure if it requires a second cartridge of the game. Because if it does, then that's not going to be possible. Just look up gameplay of it yourself and see what you think of it. Actually, everyone knows what they think of it. But anyway, one last thing to do. Let's examine the gallery. With all the credits and vouchers that we've received in the game, let's go. All right, so first up is the concept gallery. Do we need to buy everything? Yes, we do. We can't get the creature package. We cannot get the world package. And the... How do I unlock this? And it's probably something. That's something you get when you something you get after beating the game in hyper mode difficulty. But I'm not going to do that. World package 1. Storyboard package 1. You cannot afford this item. Let's go take a look at friend vouchers. How many achievements did we get? Friend voucher can be turned into a friend credit by sending it to someone on your friend roster. Why did they make that into a thing? It's so incredibly fucking stupid. Frame roster is currently empty. Friends in Black have saved data for Metroid Prime 3. That's so stupid. I don't know why they would even consider thinking that as a good idea, because it's not. Alright, so the first one is the Samus package. Is there a way I can like disable the key? No, we can't. Okay. Very nice design of the PED morph ball. Concept art for what the PED suit was originally going to be. I'm not gonna go like fully examine this too much. Maybe just like zoom in a little bit or something like that, but that's it. What the hell is this? That's disturbing. That's even more disturbing. What the hell? Why does it look like it's Samus is weak? Frail and fragile. Like, what's happening to her in that concept art? What does any of that mean? Alright, creature package. Original concept art for Hunter Gore. He definitely does. It definitely does have the shape of a human this time. Korok Beast. Berserker Knight. Looks. I'm pretty sure that's a crawl mine or a crawl tank. Federation scientists. Bryonians. Rundus. Seen that image a million times. I think those are the Shriek Bats, Steam Bots, Steam Lord. Okay, a Steam Lord pretending to be a Galactic Federation Marine? And the Fargle fucker. Fargle Hatcher, I don't care. Fuck that enemy. Skytown Elysia. Planet Bryyo. What the hell is this supposed to be? Looks like an unused area. Detailing of what the game is about to look like if they did make it open world. That's the Leviathan Seed. Maybe it's more of Skytown there. Give us Olympus. That one room where you get the spider ball. Railing. Storyboard package. Huh. Like the Metroid Prime 3 Corruption manga. Forgot to mute my phone. Why the second one would require a friend credit to view these, I have no idea. Bonus gallery. What is this? Something that I can't fucking get. Thanks. Ship bumper stickers, screenshot tool. Why would you need that? Me, bobblehead, diorama 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Can't get it. Lost media. Unless you look it up. Soundtrack gallery. We know this. Title music in the cockpit. Battle theme. Don't really need to purchase all these. Mega Rally, Gendrada, Pirate Homeworld, Helios, Metroid Battle. Rundus Battle is not on here for whatever fucking reason. Because why not? Guess they're saving that for Metroid Prime Trilogy main menu or something like that. But yeah, Alright. So, that finally concludes the end of the trilogy of... That concludes the end of the Metroid Prime trilogy, but not the Metroid Prime Marathon series. One more. There's one more game that needs to be completed. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will finally be within our reach. It feels awkward for me to say this, but at the same time, it's what I always say, but you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. But since I'm literally the only person, I guarantee, the only person on YouTube, practically the entire internet, that's actually going to give Metroid Prime Federation Force a chance in a marathon like this. Hope you're looking forward to that. That's all that's left. State of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. It was great. Great as it always was. I mean, great as it always is. But now, it's time to unplug my Wii U and give it a rest. Thank you, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. It's been fun. Too bad I'm gonna go play a game that's not as excellent, but it does have its moments. All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you later. This is GBA049, signing out, going offline, and see you next mission. As a Galactic Federation Marine, Funko Pop. Yeah, that's gotta be the stupidest decision they've ever made. Like, bar none.